I know I will win because I never give up. My friends, as Winston Churchill said, never, never, never give up. If you will stick with learning how to follow the charts, you will accomplish your goal. Why do I know that? Because I've stuck with it, and you'll make up for all the time that you ever spent. You can do this. Some of the best traders I know have the least amount of education. You do not have to have a PhD. You do not have to have a Doctor of Business Administration. All you need is to put the time in, to put the effort in, to practice trade all you can, to follow these charts, to read my book, and to listen to these training videos that we put out every day. You can go to chartingwealth.com right now, sign up for free. You will get a training each and every day that we email you this, what we call the Market Pulse Daily, and a training is attached to that. So sign up. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, first thing you'll get is my book, my latest book, and that is Three-Wave Trading Advantage. Everything is up today. It's one of those days where everything is green. The biggest green I see on the chart is HODL. That is the Bitcoin ETF. And we track Bitcoin on the ETF for a good reason. Why? You don't have to go to a crypto exchange. We all remember Sam Bankman-Fried. We remember, was it FTX and all that mess? The really cool thing is now we have ETFs that track Bitcoin and Ethereum, and there'll be more coming. There's also a short of Bitcoin. There's probably more than one. The one we track is BITI. And again, just all sorts of options, things you can look at. This is so much fun. It's why I do it every single day, and I encourage you to also. So we see that the S&P 500 is up today, 0.34%. We had an up day yesterday. You can look down here at the half-day chart, and you can see how it crossed through after a big down move back on Friday, the 1st of August, and then things started moving up. Only see a couple of red candles as the charts have moved up. Things really banged up in the morning, then pulled back some in the afternoon. We look at the latest two-day candle, this first day of the latest two-day candle. We're going into 3 up candles. You can see we've reached a higher high this week after 2 lulling weeks where we had green spinning tops, thinking maybe the market had topped. We were still showing, of course, that the directional probability was still up. And of course, we never had a signal with a red down candle or a red spinning top, actually. Things stayed green and they just kept on going up. And we are still directional probability decently up with a decent backtest accuracy. And we are still long on the S&P. You can see our candles are well above the weekly trend line on the 2-day and the half-day, and of course the weekly itself. What about the Qs? The Qs was pretty flat today, 0.05%. You can see where it popped up in the morning, pulled back in the afternoon on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. We didn't have much volume today. So as we look at things, we can see that for this week we have reached a higher high, and we are still long, and we're decently long on the Qs. We're not up to 80%, but again, we have been long on the Qs for many, many weeks now. I mean, this is not unprecedented, but man, ever since we had that low back in April, early April, we had the 2 sideways slides with a green spinning top and then almost a doji. That were the weeks the 14th and the 21st, beginning those Mondays in April. Then things turned around and they have just proceeded up, up, up. What's up with 20-year U.S. government bonds? Well, our math is showing we're still down on that, although we can see that we did have a decent up day, 0.72% up, a green spinning top there still on the weekly. A green up candle on the 2-day hasn't penetrated on the 2-day chart the weekly trend line. We did penetrate the weekly trend line on Tuesday, but things have turned around and started moving up, so we'll keep an eye. We opened lower than the prior close on the weekly. That's why we have the red volume. See if we get to average volume, see if this move continues to go up or if we see things revert over to a red down candle. and maybe we go short on bonds. But right now, our charts are showing, that we've got a green candle. But as far as our math has been, as we have provided to our Patreon members, the 5-day plus ETF trading analysis and execution plan, we have been short and continue to be short on 20-year U.S. government bonds. What about gold? Gold up a little bit for the day after, a big down day on Monday, sort of sliding sideways, a big surge down on Tuesday morning, but then sort of recovered in the afternoon. Things popped up nicely in the morning on Wednesday and then pulled back, it looks like, in the afternoon. So again, up 0.30%. We have almost a horizontal trend line. There is nothing that we can call at all on gold. Gold has been sliding along sideways now for many, many weeks. We're just waiting for it to figure out which way it's going to go. So we're on a hold on gold. What about Bitcoin? Up 2.69%. Again, the high we saw back on the week beginning the 14th was $34.55. This week, $34.79, popping up higher. You can see where things slammed up in the morning. Well, the volume slammed up. Volume backed off a little bit in the afternoon. Looks like it went a little higher. So again, we're seeing green going into the third up candle on the 2-day chart, halfway through that. I will note for you, volume's down. Not even average volume. We have to go all the way back to July the 30th. So again, we just haven't had much volume here. So we'll continue to watch Bitcoin. And of course, we are up and long on Bitcoin. And our percentage probability is decent. Our backtest accuracy is okay. But again, I really like it when it's up around 80, 85. We are not that high. Thank you so much, my friends. We love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, before I did the show today, we already emailed out to you and uploaded at the Patreon page your 5-day plus ETF training analysis and execution plan. My friends, if you're a member, you get it a day later. If you're a member on Patreon, if you are a paid member, you get it, of course, the day that we put it out. And then we release it to the public 2 days after. So if you want to take a look at what's covered in the 5-day plus ETF trading analysis, go check out our Patreon page. You will see the analysis that includes things like price direction prediction over the next 5 to 7 days, best trade entry point, strategic profit exit point, expected price move, back testing results, key patterns that we see with your Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, the time frame differences and agreements, and the trade execution instructions. Again, we're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We want you to practice trade with us, to learn by doing. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.